You guys, I think we've officially made it as a fragrance influencer because I got sent all the new Charlotte Tilbury perfumes a little bit early, and we're gonna talk about these today. I'm so excited I get to try these out. So I thought I would do a full video on this. I don't normally do dedicated single brand fragrance videos besides like Bath & Body Works a lot, but since there is 6 new perfumes in this line, I thought we would just go ahead and do a full video today. Now I have been testing these out a few days now. I think I got these on Friday and I've been kind of wearing each one to kind of get the vibes from them. So personally, this came as such a surprise to me to see Charlotte launching a ton of new scents at once. But I mean, perfume is so popular right now, so I think a lot of brands are trying to get out there in the fragrance world. And this isn't Charlotte Tilbury's first fragrance. They have had a fragrance before on their website, which I personally was not a huge fan of. It was very old lady, powdery floral to me. Just didn't love it. So I was a little bit nervous to see what she was gonna do with these new scents. You guys, if you watch me a lot, you know what my preferences are. I typically love a sweet, kind of baked good smelling perfume. I love lots of sugar. I love vanilla, marshmallows, all of the above. If it smells edible, I'm here for it. And sometimes it's a little hard to get me out of my box. Now I will tell you straight up, none of these are really a gourmand or a true vanilla. So I feel like that's the one thing that's missing in this line, is just like a good vanilla. But I understand a lot of people think that gourmand scents are a little more juvenile or younger. And Charlotte Tilbury, when you think of Charlotte Tilbury, you kind of think of more luxury, sexy. So obviously her perfumes would also want to reflect that. So I understand that a little bit, but actually there is a few scents in here that I really like and would definitely purchase a full bottle of. So let's go ahead and get into these. So just a little background about pricing and release date. These are going to be releasing April 30. You can go on Charlotte Tilbury's website, which I'll link it down below for you if you guys want to sign up for early access. Sometimes she does a little early access, but right now it says they're launching April 30 on the Charlotte Tilbury website, and it says and retailers. So I think it's coming to Sephora. I'm not sure about Ulta, Nordstrom, any of those, but I think Sephora is for sure getting them, but I'm not sure if they will be getting them in store or just online. Maybe if you have a big Charlotte Tilbury section in your store, maybe they would get them there. And they have a couple different sizes. So I was sent the travel sprays. These are the 10 mls and they're $25, which I don't think is bad for this travel spray at all. I think typically a lot of travel sprays are $29 or $30. It also comes in the 100 ml bottles for $150, which I will insert a little photo here because if you want to see the packaging. To me, these kind of look like little potion bottles. I think it's kind of fun because she did create these scents to kind of go with the different mood you're feeling or the mood you want to be in. So to me, they look like little mood changing potions, and I think that's kind of fun. There's also going to be a $30 set of like 6 very tiny sample sizes too. This is 1.5 milliliters for $30 on their website too if you want to test them out, which I always recommend. If you are blind buying fragrances, go for the smaller sizes or maybe that sample set to try out, and then you can test them yourself and then decide if you want a full size bottle. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with my favorite one in the collection. This one is called Cosmic Power, and this one is so interesting. I feel like this is the most sweet of all of the scents, a little bit more girly and feminine, but this is insanely strong. A lot of the scents in this collection, they last all day. Like, these are some of the most long-lasting perfumes I have in my collection, which I think is why they have some more earthy, kind of herbal notes in these, because those kind of notes always, I feel like, project and make sense last really, really long on the skin. So this is described as the luxurious and opulent symphony of spices. So it's supposed to be kind of a sweet, spicy scent. This has notes of bold black pepper oil, divine cinnamon bark oil, and fresh woody elemi oil. Maybe I should look up what that is because I'm not totally sure. And then it has precious rose ultimate, mystical amber, ancient frankincense accord, and enchanting vanilla bean extract. So you know how Charlotte always likes to over describe her stuff a little bit much. Yeah, she's definitely doing that with these notes as well. I will tell you, the first thing I thought of when I smelled this without having any of the notes, just when I got it in the mail, I tested it out. This one definitely reminded me a tiny bit of Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. I feel like if you like Killian's Love Don't Be Shy, you might like this one as well. But this one is definitely not as sweet as Love Don't Be Shy. This is definitely more intense. You're getting a lot more spices in here. It's definitely more unique, but it's still sweet. Like, it kind of reminds me of that sweet marshmallow, like a powdered marshmallow, but maybe that's the vanilla in there. I definitely get some of the cinnamon in here too. And maybe there's like some type of black pepper that's making it a little more spicy, like the cinnamon and the black pepper, but I don't smell this and think of pepper at all. I mean, if you guys are familiar with like Kayali's, I think it's called Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper, I feel like it has kind of that pink pepper vibe to it. But I personally really like this one. Like I said, this is my favorite of the collection just because it is a little bit sweeter. It does remind me of those powdered marshmallows, and it dries down really nicely too. But yeah, it's insanely strong. One of the strongest ones in the collection. This is gonna last you all day and everyone will be smelling you. And I think the general vibe that people get when they smell you with this one is a little spicy. Next one I wanted to talk about, this is called Magic Energy. And this one actually took me by surprise. This has, I think, a sandalwood note in it. Like, I get a lot of this bright woodiness, like a citrus woodiness. And typically I'm not a big fan of woody scents, but I don't know, something about this one I actually really like. I think it's because it has that bright bergamot note in here that kind of sweetens it up a little bit and just makes it nice and bright and airy. It's not like a super heavy like sandalwood or anything like that, but this blends really well and I really like this one on the skin. So the woody note in here is actually Palo Santo, which I'm not like super familiar with, but I really like how this smells. I feel like I'm more of an expert of describing scents when it comes to gourmand scents. So when it comes to these more unique scents, I feel like I'm not the best at it, but I'm, you know, trying to give my best thoughts as I can because some of these are just so hard to describe. This one is said to be a sophisticated and reawakening scent that helps you connect to the 4 elements of nature. It has creamy and aromatic Palo Santo accord, which I definitely think is the main note in here that you get. And it says a incense-like finish of frankincense that's supposed to give it that fiery, maybe slightly spicy undertone that I do get in here. And then it also has cypress for the earth, which is gonna give like a mossy forest scent, and then water is represented with seaweed extract to give like a little fresh and salty feel to the scent as well. But yeah, really I get a lot of the Palo Santo in here. It's definitely very woody, but then I do get like a brightness from the bergamot, which this one is supposed to be the air. I forgot to mention the bergamot is the air part of this one because it's floral, zesty, and a hint of spice. But yeah, I really like that bergamot note in here just to really brighten it up. And this one I think is actually pretty good. As far as strength, this one is definitely strong. It's not as strong as the Cosmic Power, but it's definitely up there. And these do last really nicely on the skin. Okay, next one I wanted to talk about, because this one also kind of has like a woody smell to it too. This is called More Sex, and this one I definitely get a unisex vibe, which I also get with the Magic Energy too. I think that one also is very unisex. I think most of these scents really are. Anyone can wear them. There's maybe a couple that lean a little bit more feminine, but in general a lot of these I feel like give a unisex vibe. So this is supposed to be very seductive. It's supposed to give you that seduction feeling. It has bold black pepper oil and magnetic juniper berry oil and Ambroxan, which I love Ambroxan notes. It just gives you that kind of skin airy feel, which I love. It also has velvety musk and animalic aldrin to leave you wanting more, it says. And there's also a leather note in here and some sandalwood. So I do get a lot of the sandalwood, but I will tell you with this one, this is more of a soft, almost skin scent. Like, this is not too intense. And I think, again, that's kind of why I like this one. I think if it was too strong, you would get too much of that leather and I just would not really be feeling it. But I actually do like this one a lot. It is very sensual. I do get a little bit of the black pepper in here and a slight leather too. Like that leather, like a new leather handbag or something, but it's very soft in there. It's not overpowering at all, which that's what I really like with this one. I think it's definitely one of the more, not as crazy strong out of these 6 scents, but it's still like lasts on the skin, if that makes sense. Like, not everyone's gonna be smelling you in the room, but it's gonna last all day. Next one, this is another more soft skin scent. This is called Calm Bliss. So it's supposed to be kind of that relaxation energy. It's supposed to give you a feeling of like serenity, peacefulness. The notes in here include precious neroli oil. It also has natural lavandin, which I think is like a lavender. It has some type of watery accord, it says, an orris note, which is supposed to be a little more powdery. There's white musk in here as well. So it's supposed to give you that relaxation, serenity, and peace feeling. And I actually really like this one as well. This was one of my favorites when I first smelled it. This to me is so soft, clean, a little aquatic, and fresh, which I do tend to like aquatic scents like this. It's so pretty. Definitely unisex. Anyone could really wear this one. But I like that, again, it's not like overpowering. I do get like the hint of lavender in there. It honestly smells a little bit like laundry, which I love that. And this is definitely something I would wear after a nice long bath at the end of the night before getting into bed and just, you know, ready to relax for the night. That's definitely what this is giving me. And it's definitely in my top 3 of these scents. I really, really like this one. Let's talk about one that I really do not like at all. This is called Love Frequency. This one is insanely strong again. And this one is like straight up powdered floral rose. And yeah, I like rose mixed with sugary sweetness, but when it's like too powdery and it's kind of taking over the fragrance, I just can't, I can't do it. I don't like to necessarily call scents old lady, but I feel like people usually know what you're trying to describe when you give it like that description. You know what I mean? Because it does give me a little bit of an old lady vibe, and it kind of gives me a similar vibe to her original perfume that she had. But this one, it says it's supposed to be like the romantic one. It says spray me for love. It has romantic rose, which is definitely the main note in this fragrance, as well as pink pepper, bold patchouli, sensual woody notes, and velvety addictive musk, which I think is giving it that kind of powderiness. But I just get straight up powder and rose in this one, and it's really not for me. If you're thinking along the lines of Denona, because I know Denona from Parfums de Marly is a very popular rose scent. Denona's much sweeter. This is a little too powdery. And the last one, this is also in my top 3. This is Joyphoria. And to me, it's kind of your typical beach scent. I know there's a lot of perfumes like this out there, but I do enjoy a good beach scent for summer. So in general, I like this one. I like how it smells, but I definitely think you can get this with other perfumes. This is supposed to enhance feelings of happiness, which I guess with this one, the Joyphoria, kind of reminds you of sunshine, summertime. So I do feel a little happier in summer when I'm on vacation, which is what this reminds me of. So it says euphoric, joyful summer that transports you to pure paradise. This has blooming white florals, neroli oil, sun-kissed ylang-ylang, subtle coconut water, and then it says joyful petitgrain oil, which I'm not familiar with that note, jasmine sambac, intoxicating tuberose, addictive vanilla, velvety musk. This definitely is not like a vanilla scent to me, but if you just think of being at the beach, like you get a little bit of like a slightly sunscreen note in here. You do get the white florals, that ylang-ylang is very prominent, the neroli. It's very nice, but yeah, you're not getting much of the sweet vanilla. It's more like a summery floral sunscreen, but I do enjoy this one, even though I'm not a big floral person, because yeah, it just reminds me of summer. It reminds me of a luxury beach resort. So that is all 6 of the fragrances and my thoughts on them so far. Again, these are launching pretty soon. I'll definitely try to maybe upload a short video or a reminder when these go live. I'm curious to know which one sounds like something that's up your alley, if any. Again, these are very out of the box for me, but I'm trying to kind of broaden my horizons with my perfumes and feel like I don't have to wear a vanilla scent every single day. and I'm actually pleasantly surprised with a few of these, and I can definitely see myself, you know, reaching for these a little bit more when I want to feel a little sexier. Like a lot of these I would wear for a date night. They all perform so well, and I think that's the number one thing that I'm really happy with this line, is that they do perform well. They're insanely strong, so then it makes it a little more worth the price, because I mean, we knew these were going to be over $100 for the full sizes, but I think it's like when you're paying that much, you definitely want something strong that's going to last, and I think you definitely get that with these. Now, I would say I would personally definitely go for these either smaller sizes or the sampler set. I could see the sampler set selling out pretty quickly, but I would go for these travel sizes first of the ones that seem interesting to you, because you don't want to like order a bunch of the full bottles and then you hate it, and then I don't know, if you miss the return window or something. I know if Sephora has them, you should be able to return if you don't like them, but they are going to be very hit or miss, I think. Just in general, they're pretty strong, and you know, some of those notes are a little polarizing. Definitely my top 3 is the Cosmic Power if you want something a little more sweet, but you don't mind a spicy note too. I also absolutely love Calm Bliss and Sunphoria. Honestly, More Sex and Magic Energy are really good too, but I wouldn't probably get a full size in them, but I would keep the travel size on hand just to kind of throw it on whenever I'm like in the mood for that scent, because it's those two aren't scents I would wear like on the daily, but it's something I would reach for when I'm feeling that type of vibe, if that makes sense. And then obviously I do not like the Love Frequency at all, and the other 3 I definitely could see myself buying full bottles of. I wanted to go ahead and get this up. I know I've been kind of making a ton of content on these, but I think I'm one of the first people to have them. So I really wanted to get this video up just so like you guys can reference to this and kind of decide if this is something you want to pick up, because I think this is going to be a pretty hyped up launch. So I wanted to get out as much content as possible on these. Hopefully this video was helpful. Again, don't forget to comment down below which one you think is going to be your fave or which one you're excited to try. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. I know I just put up a perfume video the other day, so you guys can check that out as well. If you're looking for more affordable perfumes, I just put that up a few days ago featuring some fun Middle Eastern perfumes plus a couple other things, so I'll have that linked down below for you. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I think these are launching April 30th. Let me know any questions you have, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!